Friends, there's a family I know all too well. The husband is a pastor. They have 6 kids whom they raised in the faith. They took these kids to church every Sunday. They had Bibles, devotion books all over their house. All the kids, they attended Sunday school. They went to vacation Bible school. In the summer, they went to Bible camp. They were confirmed. 4 of the kids, they even attended private Christian colleges. All these kids now are grown adults. They have jobs of their own and kids of their own. And guess what? Only one of their kids regularly attends church as an adult. Not only that, there's been, tragically, alcoholism, drug abuse. There's been divorce that's made its way through the lives of these kids. Now, I know this family well because it's the family I grew up in. And here's what I know. This reality is such a painful thing for my parents. They'd regularly say, "We didn't raise our kids this way. We raised them in a godly home." You see, here's the thing about my parents. They believed that a godly home guarantees godly kids. Unfortunately, this is one more spiritual urban legend, an assumption, an unfounded belief that really smart Christians sometimes believe. Friends, if you consider yourself a Christian and you're a parent, I think most of us believe that a good and godly home will guarantee us good and godly kids. We maybe wouldn't say it like that out loud, but the truth is we believe it, don't we? You see, the myth that a godly home guarantees godly kids, it's not just untrue, it's not just wishful thinking, it's spiritually dangerous. Because if we buy into it, we become especially vulnerable to 2 things that are never part of God's plan: unwarranted guilt and foolish pride. Unwarranted guilt because our kids didn't turn out the way we imagined, and foolish pride when we look at our naturally obedient, hardworking, academically gifted children, and we take vainful credit for the result of our parenting. Friends, think about the Garden of Eden for a second. Adam and Eve were created by God, and they were placed in the most perfect place we can imagine. But what happened? Things didn't go the way their heavenly Father imagined. If they could rebel, it can happen anywhere, even in the best of Christian homes. Now listen to me. Don't get me wrong. None of this is meant to say that parents don't have responsibility for how you should raise your children or that parenting doesn't matter. The truth is, you are the number one faith mentor in your kids' lives. In fact, our home is more important to God than any other ministry we might have. It should be our top spiritual priority. But when our kids stray, it's not an indictment on those of us who have struggles at home. It simply means, for whatever reason, something's off. Something needs our attention. It's like the check engine light in the dash of your car. Parenting is a tough job. Advice is easy, so is critique. But for those of us in the midst of the battle of parenthood, it's not so simple. As parents, we have the sacred responsibility for how we raise our kids. But the truth is, we have no ultimate control over how they turn out. So if you're a parent, give it your best shot. Then go take a nap. And if you've already given it your best shot, take a really long nap because you deserve it. But before you do, I want you to consider a couple of questions. Prior to listening today, what did you think of the idea a godly home guarantees godly kids? Did you believe this? Do you see others buying into this idea? And secondly, I want you to think for a moment. What is most influential in shaping our kids' personality, their character? Is it genetics? Is it environment? Is it the choices that we make, they make? And how does this relate to parenting and how our kids turn out?